of it, I mean, that way it makes sense to me. I know in India they do it, they're like sacred cows and all that, I mean. But I know also my husband went and he was with the Maasai people in Africa, and they were drinking a lot of the milk. And he says, but Carolyn, mucus is like always running down. They look real healthy, like in some ways. He said, but their eyes are bloodshot because they drink the milk, the blood too. This culture drinks the blood. They suck out some blood every day, and they ferment. They make a drink. And when they offered my husband, he was like, they stick with them, you know, they ferment. I don't know if it's the ferment. I think they ferment the milk, and then they have some of the blood, and they treat the cow.
What's the thinking behind that?
Well, they have the cow as a sacred cow where they get their protein and their minerals. You know, sometimes they treat the cow better than the women.
Yeah. But a lot of times these things don't happen because of the environment.
Right, right. At one point there was probably nothing.
Exactly.
Exactly, and then they continued it. I mean, like us with meat. I think for sure at one point there was nothing and we had to kill animals and eat the meat. But now there's like vegetation everywhere. Why not eat what the cow eats instead of eating the cow, you know? I mean, a lot of our culture is having a lot of problems from eating so much meat. Okay, so let me wash my hands really well, because now we're gonna take, so milk like this is good on its own. If you need milk to put in things, this is a better milk. You know, like my mother-in-law, she's into almond milk in her coffee instead. Well, that's okay, but I mean, I'd rather her just drink the almond milk. So we would take milk like this, and then you could add some berries in it, and that's it. You just blend the berries in it, or some apples, or some cherries.
Can we drink it every day?
Huh?
Can we drink it every day?
Well, it's good not to drink almond milk every day. I would rotate it and have a pump. If you're in a cold weather climate especially, you're going to want more milk. Everybody's different. Down here where it's warm, you're not going to want milk every day, you know. But in the cooler climates, you're going to want more milk probably. So you have to adjust to your, it's okay, but I would rotate the milks, the different kinds of milks, just so you're getting a variety. So this, we're going to save. Usually we do our class tomorrow, but like I said, we're going to do it Wednesday, and we're going to make a bagel out of it from almond pulp. We're going to make 20 bagels out of this little bit of pulp with some flax and some zucchini. I have to mail them to you. All right? So, muy taco, you want to know how it? Yeah.
How do you store that? Just in the fridge?
I just said we got to make sure that it's airtight to really. I want it to last 2 days. Usually 1 day is fine. 2, it's like you never know. But I think it'll be fine if it's really airtight. Okay. So look, this milk is delicious just as it is. I'm going to keep some like this, and then I'm going to make some just strawberry almond milk, which is like pink milk. It makes everyone so happy to see the pink color, you know. And the thing is, in your food combining, and like I said, you know, Lalita told you, you don't have to be as strict with food combining when you're eating living food, but some of us, unfortunately, don't have a strong digestive system, and it's better that we do stick with the digestive rules, because we don't feel good if we don't do it. So if I took this, of course, and blended it with bananas or mangoes and made a smoothie, I mean, it would be delicious. But it would throw my sugar way off for me, and I wouldn't feel good, because the combination of doing a fat with a high sugar fruit is very hard to digest. This is like telling your body to do 2 different things at once, so it's harder to digest. Most of you might be able to handle it, but it might not leave you feeling great. But if you mix the fat with an acid fruit, like a strawberry, it's not acid forming, but it's an acidy fruit, like an orange and a lemon and a lime. It's alkaline forming. Then it's going to taste really nice, like a yogurt. It's like a sweet, sour, fatty taste, okay?
So when you say high sugar, would that be mango?
Yeah. Banana, mango.
Pineapple.
Pineapple might be more of a, it's on your food combining chart. I think pineapple might be an acid fruit, which doesn't mean it's acid forming. It just has that acidity, which might be good with this. I don't know. You had it? Yeah, the little bit of a cream, you know. I never thought of it doing this way, but I even added a little orange juice, and my kids loved. It was like, you know, a little bit like a sorbet. Yeah. So we're gonna put this here. This doesn't always pour so well. Let's see how it does. I'm gonna go slow. Maybe I usually just go too fast. And I'm gonna
Strawberry.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
And would you freeze that as well to make an slowly like that?
Well, you could have those freezer pop things and pour it in. Oh my gosh, yeah, my kids love that. You know, make ice pops.
Yeah.
Something like this would be great. Now, if your kids need a little more sweet and you want to add a little banana, I mean, I'm just saying you can do that. But for really cleansing or good digestion, you wouldn't add a lot of the sweet stuff. And a lot of people never had it like this here. But the first day of the program last week, we have this, right? We did a strawberry almond milk. Oh my gosh, people can't keep. They're looking at me like, ah, I want another one. I want another one. Yeah, it's very creamy. A moment because it's just the berries, right? And it's so pretty, right? Look how pretty the color. And it's still thick because we made a decently thick one. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. This always happens. That your green juice is going to be ready in a few minutes, right? So I'm going to talk. Is there any questions about how to make a milk?
I have a minute. I missed what you said. If you put the strawberries with the other fruit, you keep separate?
No, the thing is, it's not the best food combining to use the sweet fruit. You can do it, but it's not going to be as healthy for you. And for anybody that has a weak digestion, yeah, well, they're probably saying the juice is ready. It's just not as good a combination because fats with high sugar fruit is like it's like a slow sugar going through your body, and strong sugar. So anything with candy or out of balance, thrive on that, you know.
Is it good to slow the sugar?
You know, a good thing to slow sugar would be to add greens to it, like the mango with greens, you know. But it's better to add like berries or cherries, something lower glycemic fruit with a fat. You know, like the decadent desserts of Quintessence or all these restaurants in the city that you go to. They'll have a raw dessert, and it's like the most delicious thing you ever had, but the thing is, it's fat and sweet. It's like nuts and dates, and it tastes good, but you don't always, you feel better than eating a cake. But sometimes it leaves you feeling very heavy and dense. So when you're mixing, that's because of the fat and sweet mix. But when you're mixing fat with more of an acid fruit, it's a better combination, okay? So here's my final breakfast that I'm going to talk about. And then what we'll do is, I'll let you go get your green juice, and then when you come back, you can sample this, okay? We're breaking our fast a little, because I know you're supposed to be only blending. So you're going to have a little crunchy granola. Okay. Did you all meet this? This is the buckwheat that you've been having. You haven't met it yet, because you just got here, but we've been having sometimes buckwheat on top of the food, right? So this buckwheat is high in protein, and it feels like a carbohydrate, too. So I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. ¿Está listo? ¿Pronto?
No,
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. So, but I think the juice are going to be done. So this buckwheat is the shortest soaking seed. This just gets soaked a half an hour. You get buckwheat growths. Now you have to watch out that you're not going to one of these hole-in-the-wall stores like I did a few weeks ago. I bought it from a store that the buckwheat doesn't turn, and my buckwheat never sprouted, and it got all gooey, right? So if I were you, even before you leave, you can buy a pound from Belkis and bring it home if you like it, and you soak it a half an hour. Then it's going to go up in a sprout bag. So I put it, maybe I took 2 cups, soak it in the bag for half an hour only, and hang it up for 24 hours. It has to sprout. Sprouting means it's opening, it's growing, the tail is going to come out. 24 hours later at least. If you get anxious and you want to put it in the dehydrator earlier, you're going to not like it because it's going to get it didn't blow up enough, and they get very hard and you can break your teeth on them. Believe me, I did. I thought, I'm going to do it anyway, I want to have the crunchy, so I dehydrated them, and I almost broke my teeth because I didn't give them the 24, really to 33 hours. They need to really be, the tails are grown, not, if you don't see a tail, because in the cold weather, everything's going to sprout slower, right? Ferment slower, sprout slower, you guys move slower, everything is cold weather. So you have to sprout it maybe longer, make sure the tail is twice as long as the seed. Okay? And then this just goes in the dehydrator for one night, and then you get these crunchy buckwheat. Okay? If you want to throw a little zest in your life, or you want to make it for other people, a granola is very easy to make. What you do is, you take your buckwheat and you sprout it, right? And then you have it sprouted. You didn't dehydrate it yet. And you put it in a bowl. Right? You put it in a bowl and wait. No, not dehydrated, just sprouted buckwheat. Then you come over here, and what you're going to do is you're going to soak either figs or dates, or a little bit of both. I like figs because they're not as sweet. Let's say for 4 cups of, because you probably want to make a bunch because you're going to like this and you give it to friends, or you store it and it'll last you for the week, okay? Anything that you dehydrate you can store in a locked bag or box, right? These new boxes are sealed, no air, and you store it and it'll last you, you'll eat it before it goes bad, okay? Because this is delicious.
In the fridge or outside?
No, in the refrigerator. Yeah, dehydrated food because it will get soggy. Okay. So you want to soak, let's say we do figs. Soak about 1.5 cups of figs. Take the little hard ends off. These are dried figs, right? Black is the best, or white, but black has more minerals, they say, and it's something of antidepressant, what's the word called? Antidepressant qualities, yeah, supposedly. So you have that soaked in water, and you want to soak some raisins, like maybe 1 cup or 2 of raisins, okay? And that should be soaking for 2 hours, right? Water, water. Now with your, at least 2 hours. You can do it overnight in the refrigerator, that's fine, if you know you're going to make it, you know your stuff's going to be ready, sprouted in the morning. Okay, now you're going to take this, leave the raisins, take the figs, with the water, you don't want to put too much water, you're just covering, and you're going to dump it in your blender with lots of cinnamon and maybe vanilla. If you like nutmeg, if you like other flavors, cardamom, whatever you like, you put in for flavor, blend and make a thick sweet sauce. Don't eat it. You're going to pour it over your buckwheat, right? You're going to take the raisins, and you're going to dump the water out, and you're going to put the raisins in there. The raisins have to be reconstituted, rehydrated, because then you're going to dehydrate again. If you put them in hard, then you're going to have really hard raisins, you know? Okay, so now you have this bowl of wet mush with raisins all through it. Don't put the raisin water in, because it'll be too wet. And then you're going to just lay it out on the dehydrator, and it's going to take longer than this. This just takes overnight. This takes 24 more hours. Okay?
Did you use the fig and date water?
Use the date water, yes. When you make the sauce, you're going to use
It's the granola.
the dates or the figs
It's
and
the
the water
granola?
with any flavor. If you're
Granola.
someone that's staying away from sweets, you can take an apple or a green apple and whip it up with
Mix.
cinnamon
It's a
and
mix.
put that on your granola. Have a cinnamon apple flavor. You know, you can really get creative with this. This is like up to you how you like it, but you're gonna love this taste.
Why not use the raisin water that you use the fig and date water?
Well, the fig and the date water I'm using because I'm making a sauce. The raisin water you can pour off and let for me I can't drink it, it's too sweet, but you can let a child drink it or let a grandma or a friend or a husband drink it. It's not to say it's not good, it's to say that, it's just that you don't need it. Yeah, it'll be too watery, right? You're going to pour it off into someone else, and you have these nice puffy raisins. And this is the best way to eat raisins or any dry fruit. And I'm telling you this because I have a fig addiction, and I like them soaked, but when I have them unsoaked, it reminds me of a Twizzler. And I used to eat Twizzlers as a kid, I realized, and so I'm like, I like to chew for a long time on a fig, but my colon does not like these dry figs. My colon is like, nest them up for 3 days, so figs. So try to hydrate your stuff, okay? So this is going to be sitting here. I will not eat it or touch it. And the milk is going to be sitting here. You're going to leave and go drink your green juices. Maybe leave the glasses there if you can. Yeah? Or you can bring it back. But I would like you to drink them because I'm going to give you 15 minutes to come back and eat this. So if you're still drinking your green juice, you won't want to eat this. Okay?